So a while back, I got this message from a potential client, and I always keep it on me as a keepsake. And it reads this: I tried 3 different trainers and it didn't work out. Why should I trust that you will be any different? That right there, family and friends, that right there is the reason why most of you aren't making sales. So today I'm going to show you exactly what not to do so you can quit losing clients before you ever even get started. What's going on, family and friends? Shay back with another video. I'm your trusted family member and friend and your favorite sales coach. So without further ado, let's get into these mistakes so y'all can quit making them. Mistake number 1 is lack of authority, right? The biggest mistake that I see online trainers make is letting their prospects run their consultations. So it goes something like this. The prospect asks, well, how does this work? Or what does your program entail? And the trainer immediately hits the prospect with, well, what would you like to know? Or you just get right into what your program entails. Stop doing that. First of all, the prospect doesn't even deserve to hear what your program is about yet, because the prospect hasn't told you what their problems are, right? Again, when you sell online fitness programs, your programs are custom, meaning they're custom to the client's problems. So why would you tell them what your program entails if you haven't even diagnosed the problem yet? And another common thing that I see that happens with lack of authority is price points. So usually a common question that prospects ask is, how much are your rates? Or can you send me a pricing list? Or how much does it cost to work with you? And the trainer immediately, I cannot, for the death of me, I don't understand why you start listing off packages and prices. Stop doing that. You're losing the sale before it even becomes a possibility. If everything in your online fitness package is custom, then your prices should also be custom, and the prices should reflect the severity of their problem. So instead of you saying, okay, well, my packages start at, $997 and it could go down from there. No, that's not the right answer. The right answer should be, well, my packages are different, just ranging on, the severity of the issues that you're dealing with and how long I may think you need coaching for. So let me ask you this, what are some of your fitness goals, since we're on the subject? Again, divert the person to start talking about their goals or their problems first, right? Before you can even decipher a price. And again, that takes the focus off of you and puts the focus on them where it belongs. Again, family, you're the expert, so you should act like it. Second mistake that I see a lot of trainers make is overselling, right? My app, my custom workouts, my custom meal guides, my mindset coaching, my this, my that. It's probably one of the biggest turnoffs that you will ever have with your prospects. Here's why: because nobody cares about your stuff, right? Their main focus is on what they have going on right now, why they aren't in shape, why they can't seem to stick to a program, why they have this flabby stomach and these nasty legs, right? Their current situation will overshadow everything that you have to say about your fitness program. So you have to learn how to take the focus off of you and put the focus back on them by asking them more questions about what they're currently going through at this moment, right? Because they don't care about mindset coaching. They care about the fact that they can't stick to anything. They care about the fact that when they look in the mirror, they don't like what they see. They care about what's for dinner this evening. They care about what they planning on doing this weekend. They care about why they haven't been able to reach their goals. All of these things they care about is so far off of what you care about, which is your program and your features. Mistake number 3, dropping the price too soon. I see this happen so common with my students. You're on the phone with a prospect trying to sell them a fitness package, and they're telling you about their goals. They're telling you about their problems and what's holding them back. And you explain briefly about the features of your program, and then you turn around and drop the price before you get permission to. I just find it, very counterintuitive with all the work that you put in prior to even getting the prospect on the phone and then ruining the sale in that way. Again, it's an amateur mistake, and it is costing you a lot of heartache, unnecessary heartache. So here's what something like this looks like. Well, that sounds great and all, but how much do you charge? Okay, well, our packages run from 3 types. You get a 6-month package where I work with you for 6 months, and it'll be $2,500. And then my next package is a 3-month package. If you work with me for 3 months, it's gonna be $1,500. Like, stop doing that. The person doesn't see the value yet. Okay, the moment you drop the price before you get into some pain points is the moment you lost the sale. I hate to say it, but that's it. You lost the sale. The person does not see value. The person can only see logic. And when people see logic, when they try to make logical decisions, it takes them much longer to make the decision. If you want someone to make a decision on the spot, it has to be an emotional one. So instead of spewing off price packages, this is what you should say instead. Yeah, Mrs. Jones, that's a very good question. Of course, everybody would like to know their investment before they get into one. But first, let me ask you, what made you even decide to look for a trainer in the first place? Again, re-divert their focus back on them, or say something like this if they keep harping about the price, right? Because Mrs. Jones might ask you again, that sounds great and all, but I still would like to know how much you charge so, I can take a look into my bank account and look at my budget and see if it would even fit, right? Again, if they keep harping on it, you could say something like this. Again, Mrs. Jones, a price point right now is pretty far-fetched because I don't really know exactly what you're looking for. My packages run anywhere from $8,000 all the way to $49. So I really don't know at this time where you would sit in that range. So let me ask you this, out of every goal that you have set for yourself, what's the main goal that you would like to see yourself achieve in the next 6 months? See what I did? Again, I can't give her a price because I don't know what's going on with her yet. So that's taking the focus off of you and your program and putting it back on them so they can make an emotional decision about your program, right? Mistake number 4 that I see a lot of personal trainers make is your lack of empathy, right? This is huge because a lot of your consultations sound very robotic. They sound very scripted. They have a no feeling to them whatsoever. Let me explain this here in a different way. If you want someone to basically hand you their wallet, you have to put them in an emotional state to get them to do that. Every time you swipe your card or give money to someone in exchange for a good or a service, it was based off of emotion. You've had a feeling of either pleasure or pain. You either am buying something so you don't have to feel pain from something, or you're buying something in order to pleasure you, right? It makes you feel better. So I'll take the retail therapy, for example, right? Something stressed you out, or something's been stressing you out. So in order not to think about the pain, you go on Amazon or you go to the mall or you go and buy yourself things so you can feel better. That crutch could either be clothes, shoes, food. Food is a big one, right? These are all emotional purchases. Let's just say you were driving, right? And your car stopped working. It just stopped and you had to call a tow truck and take it in. That has to be repaired right away. Again, it's an emotional purchase. I need my car in order to get around. So I am paying for this service so I don't have to feel the brunt of searching for a ride or taking the bus or taking Ubers everywhere. Things like that is the driver of all purchases, pretty much. So your job as the online fitness coach is to get them to feel a certain way and to get them to see the value in their purchase. So you can't do that with just words alone. You have to put some emotion or tone behind your words in order to make that possible, because energy cannot be seen or heard. It can only be felt between you and someone else. And empathy is one of the ways that someone can feel your energy. Did you know that over 90% of all communication is nonverbal? Over 90%, and 38% of that 90% of nonverbal communication comes from tonality. So it's not the words that are coming out of your mouth, it is your tone and how you say those words. And that's where your empathy comes in. So when someone expresses to you that they have been struggling with losing weight almost their entire life, and you hit them back with, "Oh, dang, that's tough. How does that make you feel?" Again, there is no emotion whatsoever behind the words that just came out of your mouth. Again, the prospect is going to feel that, and they're going to be very apprehensive of wanting to work with you because you have no feeling behind the words that just came out of your mouth. So I can say that same sentence or that same phrase and make them feel something by just changing my tonality. Oh man, that must be very frustrating. I'm so sorry to hear that. How does it feel? I mean, just knowing that you haven't found the right system or the right program to really help you get over the hump or get to your goal for the first time in a long time. Same words or phrases, it just hits totally different because I put empathy behind it. So if a client says something like, I've struggled with weight, my whole life mostly, started when I was a teenager and now I'm well into my 30s. So for the past 20 years, I've been struggling with weight. And the trainer says something like, "Dang, that sucks. Well, my program can actually help you with that. Weight loss is something that I specialize in, so I can help you really remedy that issue." What? Are you kidding me right now? This person just said that they have struggled with weight since they were a child, right? When you deal with those type of problems when you're young like that, they stick with you mentally throughout life. This person basically just poured their heart out to you, and you had no emotion whatsoever as a response to that. Do you think they're really gonna buy something from you when you drop your price at the end? No. The conversation just turned from what would possibly be a really valuable breakthrough between you and a potential client to a transactional conversation. That person no longer values you. They look at you as, "Oh, this is just another trainer looking to get my money." So what you should do is pause, take in, compute, and understand what they just said. Number 2, acknowledge their pain, right? That's painful. 20 years of struggling with weight is painful. Number 3, show that you understand. And then lastly, connect with them on a human level. That's what is going to bring value. And mistake number 5, not having a filter on who you allow into your business. Again, I tell my students this all the time. Every decision that you make as an online fitness coach, or for any entrepreneur for that matter, it should be made using your discretion, and it should also be made using your discernment, okay? Discretion is, the ability of what's right and what's wrong, right? What's right and what's wrong? Can this person be coachable? Is this person the right fit? Does this person's problems exceed my knowledge base? Meaning, am I even capable of training this person? I see so many fitness coaches take on everybody when you're not even trained to take on everyone's problems. For example, if you are a man and you're not familiar with common female reproductive problems like menopause, perimenopausal, PCOS, all these things that us women deal with in terms of our hormones, and a woman has made that clear, hey, I have PCOS, or I'm perimenopausal and I've been gaining all of this weight and I need someone to help me lose this weight. And you're pretending like you know what you're doing. When you know god dang well you have never worked with a woman that had PCOS and that is perimenopausal. And you're teasing your features and you're taking these people on just guessing. That wasn't the right thing to do. Not all money is good money. I'm telling you, it is better suited for you to dismiss that person or maybe refer them to someone else with a bit more knowledge versus trying to take on everybody. It just doesn't work, right? And then discernment. Have some integrity about it. If you're in online fitness coaching just to scale and make a bunch of money and not be of value to the people and serve the people, guess what? You're gonna have a grand opening, grand closing. You're not gonna get anywhere very far because you don't value yourself enough, so your business doesn't have any value. And lastly, once the sale is made, you're stuck with that person, right? For however long you sold the person for. It could be for 6 months, a year, 3 months, however long you made that agreement with that potential client, you're stuck with them. So if you're taking on any and everybody when you know you don't have the capacity to do so, or you know you don't have the skill set to do so, you are going to be exposed very quickly. So remember, family, these 5 mistakes aren't just limiting you in your ability to closing sales, but it is limiting your ability to change lives because the clients that you could have made a difference for is slipping through the cracks left and right. Family and friends, I hope this video was helpful for you today. I hope you took some value from this. Do me a favor, drop a comment below and let me know which mistake hit home for you. And if you're ready to level up your sales game, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for the next video. See you later.